welcome to the Underground Comedy Club, based out of Bangalore in Koramangala, in the heart of Koramangala.
This is Harman, co-founder of the Underground Comedy Club. This is not just a club, it's a movement. From its raw, intimate vibe to the incredible talent it nurtures, this spot has quickly become the pulse of live comedy in the city. Get ready to uncover what goes underground.
This is where we are. It's an underground comedy club and it's underground. Very genius of us to think of that name. But come, I'll show you around. Just walk in. When you walk in, this is the box office counter. This is where Mr. Pradeep Bhai sits. This is where you talk to him and redeem your bands. You get your tickets in. This is where the calendar is on the left. All the showcase in terms of the comedians coming up, the shows that are lined up, open mics that happen, which local comedian is hosting the weekday shows, churning out material and stuff. So this is where as an audience you enter from. This is the gate that you follow. For an artist, this is the gate that you have to follow. That's for the green room, where a bunch of comedians before going up on stage are nervous, or rather, in their zone. So yes, let's go on in.
Welcome on stage, your main act of the evening, Nitin Kamra.
Come on, make some noise, start applauding. Welcome, Mr. Sumit Anand. Hey, hello.
They're for me. If you're like, oh, I won't laugh too much at this joke, they're for me. You think I did this for you?
Amir Khan is trying to impress her by dancing. This guy is trying to impress a blind woman by dancing behind her.
इसीलिए हमारी बेटी इतनी स्मार्ट है, इतनी इंटेलिजेंट है, बहुत बहुत आगे जाएगी हमारी बेटी, और जहाँ भी जाएगी ना 7:30 बजे तक वापस भी आ जाएगी.
It's very dark, black paint, because we don't want any light on the audience. So it's designed in such a way that audience feels comfortable to laugh at anything and everything that is there. Because what happens the moment there's some light on you, as it's very genuine for you to just not laugh, because you get conscious about what if somebody's seeing me laugh at it. So yeah, so that's how that's designed. This is the whole space. We can seat close to about 100 people here, which we happen to do over our weekends. Weekdays, we happen to cater to anywhere between 15 to 20 people over the evening. So which is where open mics happen, which is where comedians try out their new material and stuff. So it'll be great if you probably want to experience comedy in its naked form, where jokes are not working at all, and you enjoy that if you're a sadist within. Weekdays is where and when you should come here. Perfect. So this is where people seat. That's the stage, that's the performance space. As a comedy club, we are purely a performance space, right? So the idea is to not have any distractions of any sort, be it your F&B or rather have alcohol for that matter. So there's nothing. It's a pure theater where we do let you to carry your food from outside, or if you have a drink or a beverage that you want to carry in, we completely support that. So yeah, so that's that. These are tripods that we use to record the stand-up. Bunch of comedians that have released videos from here. Our favorite visually would be Shreya Priyam Roy. Really enjoyed with what she wanted as a vision, and we were able to pull that off. Nishant Suri, Sumit Anand, Urooj Ashfaq. Really fun to work with Karan Astani. So yeah, so this is where 100 people are seated. It's a completely circular setup where zero distractions. You just face the comedian is under the spotlight, no pressure on you. Creatively, we wanted to have something that's more appealing, so that's why we didn't want to have a curtain background, because if you see major comedy clubs have a curtain background because that's very simple to pull off, and also a logo in the end. But we wanted something different because the space is quite impact. So yeah, so we worked with the architect and this is what we could come up with. So we call that area a balcony, though it's not. It's just 6 inches above. The design with respect to, we have lighting that keeps it a lot more interesting. We play with lights a lot because if you're a regular here and if you find the space too monotonous, you kind of lose interest as well. So every time we keep doing. My second co-founder, Anjay Madan, does that quite a bit. So we burn our major money in just upgrading tech. So now I'll just show you, this is where as an audience you experience, but what happens behind or rather before the show, come, I'll take you through that. These are soundproof curtains so that when people are entering or something, there's no sound being leaked in because we are on the main road, but at the same time they are completely black to cut out light so that there's no light being thrown on or rather distracting the comedian. So that's how this is. Yes, so come on to the green room. It's a very compact one. Usually green rooms across different clubs are very differently designed. So keeping in mind what the space is and what it can offer. So before this it was just like a 6x4 space or 6x6, but now we've happened to expand it quite a bit. So yeah, so this is where the solo act sits. This is your light setup, this is your sound, this is your splitter, this is your audio recording setup. So everything that happens is being controlled from here. We would have loved to face the stage and have a glass, but we are restricted like that infrastructurally. So this is where major comedians come, kill their time, prepare for themselves. We have a little bench here to sit and write, which a bunch of our comedians happen to do. Our local comedians such as there's Amir, there's Mehran, bunch of comedians happen to sit and record or rather write here. This is what it is. This is where I'll show you Mr. Pradeep Bhai sits. You can probably go out and probably I can show you there. So like I mentioned to you at the start, this is the box office. This is where people come and redeem their tickets. They redeem a band like this. You show them your ticket and then we put on our branded band with our Instagram handle on it. And every show has a different color because we have close to about 5 to 6 shows running on the weekend, so that we don't have audiences trying to sneak in. Kind of leaks revenue. But yes, come on in. Yeah, so that's about that. Tech is very heavy. Those are our cameras that we have rented because we are shooting over the weekend. Comedians fly down from all parts of the country to shoot here. We found the place. The first co-founder, Mr. Kartikeya Patwani, who found the place that there's a space like this that exists. There was a Chinese restaurant here which didn't work and they left during the pandemic. Before that, there was something which again used to run for about a year and then they used to vacate. So like if you ask the owner, there was nothing that was successful here, like somebody who could build something out of it. So when we came here for the first time also, I think I remember the date very like precisely, September 8th in 2023. Me, Kartikeya Patwani had come and then there was water here till our, like just above our ankles.
From outside?
From here, like you step in and there was just water here. Because it being an underground space, there are a lot of pipes that kind of burst every now and then. If you go touch the walls, you'll still realize they're very cold. That's with the underground space. So we started in September. Kartikeya just called me up because me and Kartikeya were having a conversation for quite some time. So we are a bunch of 5 boys that were running a very small 25-seater comedy club called Yak Comedy Club. Neelaksh Mathur, Hari Krishna, Vijit V.S., Gaurav Purohit and me. So we were running that. Kartikeya Patwani also used to run another collective where he used to program shows as well. So yeah, we started talking. While he told me the idea of this, I had our second partner in mind, Anjay Madan, who was completely tech head, loves live performances, likes being behind the camera and all of that. So I called him in and then yeah, so 3 of us came, we saw the space. So for the first month and a half, everything that went on was just ideating in terms of what this space should look like. Because this is the bread and butter in terms of aesthetics, where comedians should feel comfortable performing in front of it and rather putting it online. So brand-wise, this plays a major role. Running spaces and performing across the country, one thing we've realized, the acoustics plays a major role in terms of how a performer feels about anything. When we came here, Mr. Anjay came and just started clapping and seeing what is it like, and then we started talking from one corner to the other corner. Like I would talk from there to there and just see how do we need a mic, don't we need a mic, are we able to communicate, if I laugh, will I be heard or not. So we were just trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. So we loved the space from get-go. Building it up, it's what burnt our pockets, we lost our jobs, all of that. So Anjay had a job, he was asked to leave in November end. I had a job, I was asked to leave in December end.
This was 2023.
2023. 2 months we started the club, and two founders were like, okay, now I think we're just doing this full time. Yeah, so we had to do like the restroom that you see, the restroom was 4.5 feet high. So people had to like bend and go. So we broke that down. There were few pipes that had to be redone, all of that. That was again that was a kitchen area. So there were a lot of shelves there that we had to, so we had to lower a lot of spaces. So if you see the left side of it, where the sump is and stuff, we've happened to cut close to about 3 feet there and about 1 feet here. Because you just can't have that kind of difference in seating. Like somebody sitting at ground level and somebody sitting 2 feet above the stage. So that kind of experience is not great. That's how it was. So we started building the space from scratch in terms of leveling the floor, breaking all the tiles. Because when we started working, we realized everything and anything would leak. We would set cement and go, and when we come back, that patch of cement is just broken out and then there's water coming out of it. So if we started with a budget of probably X, we ended up spending 3X in our initial month itself. Our capital, like our salaries would come and it would go. Our salaries would come, it would go. First, we wanted to get the inner space done completely. Okay. So green room was still half done. We wanted to take the shows live and make the space work. So November 4th is when we had our first show. We didn't want to loan it out because we realized it's not that kind of major amount when we made the decision. But when we started building it, we realized there's a lot of that goes into it. But we didn't want to probably have anybody on board because that's when you kind of lose ownership, and also how do you
have pressure to return to them also?
Pressure to return the money is something that we wouldn't have because we were like, okay, we will recover anyway. Like if anybody else can have an opinion in our business is something that the three of us didn't want, we were very clear of. So all of us have very set roles in terms of what we bring on the table. So I bring curation and programming and business, that's me. So anything that has to happen on stage has to go through me. With respect to tech and media, that's Anjay Madan's business. We don't interfere in terms of if he says that he wants to spend on lights, he wants to spend on lights. If you talk about running the place, ops, there are certain things that have to be fixed and they have to happen at a certain time. Mr. Kartikeya Fatwani takes a call on that. And that's our skill set. It's not like you tell me to take up tech, I'll take up tech. No, I can't. I suck at it, why would I sign up for it? So Anjay has curated live music for like about 5 years. So he understands the live atmosphere and ambience that is needed. Kartikeya has been performing for about 6 years. So he also understands the building of a show, creating the vibe, what it needs, how to curate, which comedian will bring what on the table and all of that. So all of that goes into it. So that's our expertise and we are just sticking to it. We just shared the pictures and they were on for it. Comedians, the camaraderie is great. To support a comedy club, the comedians will come together. There's no second thoughts about I don't support him, I don't like him.
Who are those initial stand-up comedians?
So I think the first two shows were Gautam Govindan and Puneet Panya. Puneet Panya is performing next week. Gautam is doing well, so he does the late night shows with us. But right now he's been trying to do bigger shows, which is great. He's doing a 200-seater and stuff, so which is pretty healthy to see in the scene. Akash Singh from US happened to just do a pop-up show, which we sold out in like about 6 minutes. We sold out like 80 tickets just like that. We had Kanan do like close to about 6 trial shows in the month of December. We had Kamra doing 12 shows here, Kunal Kamra doing 12 shows in the last week of December. One takeaway, I think Mr. Kunal Kamra called randomly out of nowhere because he heard about the space spoken of. And then I think we had a conversation for about 70 minutes over the phone. And key takeaway was programming is everything. Like, how do you program? What kind of experience do you happen to give? It has to be a art form driven space rather than artist driven space. The moment it's an artist driven space, the margins reduce, the control reduces, and you will have to work according to what the artist wants. But if you want to probably make it a art form driven space, so you will have to program it in such a way that it supports business and culture. It would be salaries. We are a team of 10. Then tech cost in terms of renting out equipment to shoot, rent also, rent of the space, rent of the club and the office, and data management. Data management is the most expensive. Like tech, I would say tech burns me more than anything. In terms of renting out cameras, tripods, hard disks, having a setup to transfer data, servers to maintain that data. One is curating which comedian will be performing, filling up the calendar. So that's my responsibility. So we fill up calendars a couple of months in advance, program that so that the audience can, once the shows are live, can plan the artists that they want to watch and stuff. So our bunch of regulars who have been to the club regularly, they know that okay, so and so comedian is performing. We sort of announce that on our Instagram and our WhatsApp community. So that's our major mode of communication and keeping in touch with the community that we're trying to build. There's one scanner that takes you to all the shows that are happening at the underground on Book My Show. There's one scanner that takes you to our Instagram, and then there is our one scanner that takes you to our WhatsApp community. We just verify tickets and we just let them in. Though a lot of comedians and people have told us to take data, but I think if people join voluntarily, it's a lot more healthier than rather bombard them with communication that sort of...
So only when show comes, you make the announcement?
Yeah. Like if there is a special show that's happening, we do a lot of secret shows every now and then. So on that basis, we just announce that on the community and the community is like, we're turning up for it. So we announce our surprise acts that are turning up on the late night. So those are the benefits, that you get to know the surprise act that is coming in. Like say for example, if Kenny is coming in, or Kanan's coming in, or Abhish is coming in, or say for example, Sumit Anand is coming, or if Nishant Anwar is coming, we just let them know so that they're like, okay, it's going to be fun. Most of the tickets on Book My Show. Okay. Our regulars buy the tickets at the gate from Pradeep Bhai. I think the best of comedians in terms of craft are from Bangalore. Like I think the most crafty comedian is from Bangalore. Like Kanan Gil, the most crafty comedian that I know of. So we have been like, as a culture, everybody sounds very different. Like when you talk about comedians from Delhi, they will have a certain tonality that everybody will have certain tones, right? You talk about somebody from a Bombay, they will have that lingo running through them. But in Bangalore, because it's so diverse culturally, that everybody sounds very different from one another. So that's why the whole experience for the audience is also very overwhelming. That okay, this is what I'm catering to, this is what I have and stuff. So it's pretty interesting like that. So over time, it's only gotten better. We have had better voices coming in the scene, better comedians breaking out, more and more thoughts, more and more ways to do comedy has come. I think if you're a Hindi comic, you're bound to kill really hard here. Reason being, people are away from their hometowns, right? So anything relatable comes from that, they are losing it. They're like, yeah man, this is what I've been waiting for. I haven't heard this in so long. So that's why they do that. I think Mumbai is way too empathetic. In terms of
because too many artists perform there.
Yeah, they're empathetic in terms of I was performing in Habitat, and I'm trying to do a joke that's a little dark. It's about terrorism and stuff. So I was just doing a joke about it, and the joke wasn't working. I wasn't getting a laugh for good 45-50 seconds. That's a lot of time in a set, right? And I gave up on the thought. I'm like, okay. Not continuing that thought. And that's when an audience member told, brother, please finish the thought. I thought you were building tension. And I'm like, why do you know that? Why do you know that I'm trying to build tension and then there will be a punchline, that will be a release, and you will, why is the audience so aware? So that way I feel Bombay is too empathetic. I think it's kind of made the comedians also a little weak there in terms of, because they're like, okay, we understand. Like you go to Delhi will fucking bully you. Like that's why you will see the comedians from Delhi coming out. There's only one way to come out of Delhi. Alpha. You can't go there and be beta and then be like, okay, I'll have a career. No. My Delhi experience was fun only. Like the thing is, cause being regular, performing like day in and day out, you understand how to tackle different audiences differently. So that craft and that skill probably comes up on stage and you build a knack for it. So I've had fun performing in Delhi. I've performed, Pune is also nice. Hyderabad is fun.
Twinning me. Don't. Twin somebody else.
Any woman coming in the opposite direction instinctively crosses to the other side.
Rajasekhar, Sai Kiran, Rohit Swain, Vivek Muralidharan. They've built their own multiverse there. They're doing their own thing. That's a different scene altogether. So I think every city has built its own culture and comics that happen to grow out of it. Kannada audience connected with me a lot more, reason being I did it in Kannada.
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ಚೆನ್ನೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ, ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಿನ್ನ ಮುಖ ಹಿಂದಿ, ನೀನ್ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯಾ ಕಾವೇರಿ, ಅದೇ.
So one, there is novelty that okay, this guy is making an effort. And second, the joke's funny and it's very honest and real. So that's why it's there. And I've been told that my Kannada is really cute. I'm very grateful for that, to be very honest. The kind of love that I get for just being me. Like I'm not doing Kannada jokes in a way any other Kannada comic is doing. I'm doing Kannada jokes as me. So I think the Kannada scene is the most wholesome scene I've ever seen. Like Kannada scene, like they're so welcoming. Like I think, or maybe I've just been lucky to hang around comics that are very nice, like Nitin, Ganesh, Shravan, Manoj. Kannada open mic, even if you keep at 2 p.m. on a Monday afternoon, people will come. Like we do this open mic in Bunker on a Thursday 6 p.m. Working hour peak. Okay. And then there are 30 people sitting there. What else do you need to try new material? I think that will happen. I think the comedians have to get better. They get better, the scene grows on its own. But the whole point of the club is to support artists. I'll give you a simple example of, there's this comedian called Piyush Kumar. Lovely writer, lovely comedian. Has put out work regularly. Has not stopped writing because he's not selling or whatever. Now he's doing at least 10 cities and selling about 50 tickets, and that's progress. So if he does like again for a year, those ticket sales will go from a 50 to 100 or 150. So that's how the growth is compounding and gradual. So Piyush is doing well, Gautam's doing well, Gokul Kumar from Bangalore is doing well. So once you figure out that this is what you want to do all your life, it becomes easier for you to make sense out of it. I want it to be one of the most culturally impacted space in the city, if not the country, where people feel a lot more close to it. They come here to feel cathartic in terms of they're like, okay, this is my emotional well-being space where it's my escape. So we already have quite a few people who feel that way and are regulars, and they know our personal life because if they see us perform every now and then, they get to know that this guy is going through these emotions over and over again. And there are a lot of people who just drive. So the community that we've happened to build, we want as Underground to be a culturally impact-driven space for the artist and for the audience. Thank you so much, Raghunath, for asking me the right kind of questions, sort of also taking me back, also making me realize why we're doing this. Through the conversations, I kind of felt it a lot more. And if you're watching this and if you've enjoyed the journey, and if you haven't been here, it's a shame. I'd like to see you soon, and yeah, watch more comedy, feel more light-hearted, and take it as a joke only.